there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I've got Eight Lane Runaways by Henry McCausland. This is another one of the books that I picked up in the Fantagraphics Fanabucks sale, where I pre-ordered everything that I want from Fantagraphics for the rest of the year and got a bunch of store credit gift cards to cash in, and I cashed them in on books that I've wanted for a long time. And then books like this one that just looked interesting. Like the cover immediately grabbed me. I looked up some of the preview pages online and was really impressed by the art. You know, really nicely detailed art. Really cool, just like from a design standpoint, each page looked really nice. You know, there's a lot of just really good composition going on. Really detailed, kind of clean, infographic-y looking work. So it's like, you know, printed in a spot color, like hitting a lot of the stuff that I like. So totally grabbed it. It starts with these two characters running and other characters start joining them, and they all come to the starting line. They're handed a stick that they're told to bring back by the end of the race, and then the race starts. Immediately one of the characters, like the stick gets stolen and one of the characters takes off. And that's how the rest of the book goes, is that characters just come and go on these like side missions, none of which make sense. That was really hard for me to keep reading at first because so little of it made sense. But these kind of pages right here really kept me going. You know, like here this girl's describing these badges that she makes for herself, and you know, she gave herself one badge because she hid in a bush for a week just so I could scare Lance. And it's just strange, like, information that you're getting about the characters, strange side missions that they go on. Like, this girl's like, oh, hold on, I have to go to work. Boo, you know, just goes through all of this stuff. And again, really awesome, like, rhythmic, cool backgrounds that she's going through, fun, like boom, 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 Spider-Man stuff all over the place. You know, great rhythm and repetition and design all over, but she has to go and drive a train. And then like another character joins her and they go off and they drive a train for a while and they come back. And that's just kind of what happens in this book. There's just this back and forth of characters coming and going. This kid has strings tied to him that allow him to communicate with people who have lost objects in their life. And if he finds them, he can talk to them. So around this point in the book, I was getting a little frustrated that we got a mayonnaise here as well. I just noticed that, the luncheon piece. I got a little frustrated with the surreal quality of it. Like, it's just like total improvisational. It seems like, you know, McCausland's just coming up with these things as he goes, and it looks really nice, but what does it add up to? But, you know, I stuck with it and, you know, gave it a chance and kept enjoying the artwork, kept enjoying sequences like this that look beautiful. I would run into sequences like this where all of a sudden a character's in another dimension and he's seeing algebra dogs, and it's like, okay, whatever, man. But by the time I got to the end of the book, like, it did all, even though none of the particulars really make any sense as you go, it does all add up to a statement on life, I think. And it was a statement that actually left me kind of viscerally feeling the statement on life, that, you know, life is this race. Life is this long journey with a task at hand almost, whether you set it yourself or whether it's set for you by someone handing you a stick at the beginning. And different people have different motivations for being in the race, and they come and go in your life. They start with you and they leave, or they join you halfway through, and they may be really important at the time, and then they'll leave and they're not so important, or they may still be important like way later, even after you haven't been with them for a while. You know, just the different ways people come and go. And the different reasons people drop out of the race, and the different what reactions to winning the race, and what happens when you set a goal and you achieve it, and I know all that's built into the book. And after pushing through to the end, like it did leave me with, a real kind of feeling about something that mattered to me and made me think. So I do like the book. It took me a while to get there, but maybe that's also life itself. And like all of the absurd side missions, once I started really catching on to what I interpreted the book as, like the absurdity of it all is like, yeah, a lot of life when you really think about it is absurd. It's maybe a bit nihilist of a viewpoint, but there's an absurdity to all of this. And so who cares if it's algebra dogs, or if it's like having a job and working a job for 30 years, like maybe that's just as absurd. So I think that was McCausland's intention, and if that was his intention, he really nailed it. I'm always looking at not just how much I enjoy to work, but how effective was someone at doing what they wanted to do. And I think that was his intention. Create this kind of big narrative metaphor for life, and then freestyle within it, improv within it. That's what this is. And the art is beautiful. The visceral impact is there at the end of it. So mission accomplished, and it's a really good book. I did have trouble with it, but when I got to the end again, I appreciated it. And sometimes you need that from work. You need to give it a chance and let it surprise you. My one real complaint is a complaint I'm having more than I thought with this batch of Fantagraphics books, is it looks like all the art, even the line work, is half-toned. The lines are a little blurry and fuzzy. I know this is my eagle eyes to most people, especially in this book, with the spot color and all the rest of kind of the colored in shapes. You don't notice as much, but my eyes always tuned into it. So it is half-toned. I don't know why the line work wasn't done separately, but I don't think for 99% of the people looking at the book that will matter, so don't let that be a barrier, but I gotta call it when I see it. Other than that, yeah, it's a good book. I would recommend it. Just know what type of book it is that you're buying. If that's totally not for you, then but I think it's worth it. It's worth pushing through. If you have some money left over and you haven't got The Strange Death of Alex Raymond yet, please do pick this up. It's by myself and Dave Sim. And then Sean's production values. You can see what you can do with line work if you don't half-tone it. You can see how beautiful line work will reproduce, and the insane amount of details that you can get with perfect clarity. It's also a strange and interesting story about Alex Raymond and the obsession with Alex Raymond. After you get that, start saving up, because Sean's got some other awesome books coming out from the Living the Line. He's got Yuichi Yokoyama's Plaza, which is a way over the top, like bombastic, rhythmic manga. And then after that, he'll have Eric Creek's Viking story, The Exile, which is an absolutely gorgeous book. Looks like woodcuts. And after that, he's got a really wild, fun, hyper detailed sci-fi Centralia. So keep an eye out for all those books coming from Living the Line. Thanks for joining me. Take it away, Jack.
You want to see all these books? Smash that subscribe button and the like button and the bell, and then you get them.